If my 11-year-old back there starts throwing trash on the ground, I'm supposed to correct her. I'm supposed to get her in order, ma'am. So that comes back to people doing better.
Ms. Green, I'd also just like to add to what has already been stated, and that is code enforcement. It's going to be very important that these landowners are held responsible for their property. Understand this, when we create these legislations, we have to make sure that it's created for everyone across the board. So, when someone comes knocking at your door, or probably not your door, but someone else's door, we have to make sure we don't get upset about it, because we want the rules to apply to everyone. And in order for us to clean up our city the way it needs to be, the rules have to apply to everybody. There can be no exceptions to the rule.
Well, thank you for your patience. I have this one question. I'm not going to get into paint the big picture of problems. I know problems exist. But I am concerned about the city. I've been here for quite a while. I did a lot of marching. I did a lot of fighting for the people of the city. And when I look back over the 38 years that I've been fighting, I have been kind of disgusted because I don't see what we fought for in terms of the people and the young people that we fought. But that's just a question I got, and I know this is a very particular situation. Mrs. Hicks, in running for mayor, if you should get elected, I heard you say something about your state job. Are you planning on giving up that state job? That's your job.
Well, first of all, the city of East St. Louis is chartered for a part-time area. Like many other surrounding cities, it's a part-time job. If the city is managed properly and ran effectively, the mayor will be able to represent the city as it should. We also have a city management form of government, which means that the city manager deals with the day-to-day operations of the city. I, like any other person, definitely planned on being fully involved in what's going on in the city, otherwise I would not be running. I plan to do a very efficient job, trust me. There are other mayors, there are other surrounding cities who have the same population. We have a part-time, the mayor's job is a part-time position. It's not full-time, it's part-time. It's a full-time job, but definitely I plan on putting in the hours. I will keep my state job because the city job, the part-time position, cannot take care of my family. However, I'm very committed to getting the job done. And I just want you to know that.
Mayor, same question.
I've been serving in this position since May 10th of 2007, and I have always treated this job as, yes, it's technically part-time, but it's part-time plus, because the responsibilities of East St. Louis are not part-time, they are full-time. And yes, we do have a city manager, but I realize, based upon questions like the question that Ms. Green just raised, the people aren't looking to go to the city manager to get the answers that they need on these issues. They look to go to the people that they have elected. And with that stated, I have treated this job as part-time plus, in many cases working anywhere from 40 to 50 to 80 hours a week, doing what needs to be done for the city of East St. Louis. Because at the end of the week, people are not looking for excuses. They're looking for results. That's one of the reasons that, Ms. Green, I'm happy to report the city is as clean and as healthy as it's been in decades. Because I can remember going all the way back to May 19th of 2007, rolling our sleeves up with the newly established Life More Abundantly Clean team and physically cleaning the city up myself. with many East St. Louisans right there by my side to make it happen. With individuals from the corporate community who came in and donated tractors and backhoes and trucks and everything else. Because again, when your city is behind, and East St. Louis is still about 4 decades behind some other communities, you can't do it by simply working as a part-time mayor. You do what you need to do to deliver what East St. Louis needs to get. We're catching up, but we're still about 4 decades behind. So, Mr. Smith,
Yeah,
the answer to
I
your
just want to
question.
say this, Mayor. I was part of the thing with Black Betty Young when we changed the charter in the city. And part of the thing was when we did what we did was for somebody else who was trying to get out of office.
Yes.
That was continue to run our city and mess up our city. Then we had another one come into our city who was a mother, and all they did was take care of the baby, you know, and our city went down and down and down. Yes, in paper, it is a part-time job, but in reality, for our city of 28,000 and some people, with all these problems, it's full-time. Mrs. Hicks just told me that she was planning to be part-time, man.
Let me respond to that as well. We're talking about the difference between full-time and part-time, but what we need to be talking about is the condition of our city currently. If if a full-time position and a full-time job has been done, why is our city still looking the way it looks? Why are we still dealing with the crime and the things that we're dealing with that we should not be dealing with? There are things that are going on right now that are simply inexcusable. Inexcusable. You know, it's filthy. I've heard the mayor talking about how clean the city is this whole time. I don't know what he's looking at, but I know what I've been looking at. And definitely, there's a better job that needs to be done. Our city can look better. Don't sell me a dream like that. We've been in office, Mayor Parks has been in office for 8 years. And we're talking about a turnaround, life more abundantly. The only reason why I'm running right now is because it hasn't been so abundant for me. And what I'm looking at as far as our citizens are concerned, it's not been very abundant for them either. Now, we can do better. All the things that Mayor Parks has talked about, I've been a part of as far as the clean team. I've been there for 5 years. Let me finish. As far as the clean team, all of those things. But we have to create an environment that's cleaner, that's safer, that's better. Oh, we can do better. We can do much better than what we're doing now. And that's all I have to say about it.
Well, I have one question.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Because we started cleaning out May of 2007. Councilwoman Hicks, I'd like to know 1 minute that you've put your shoulder or hand on a broom, shovel, bag, rake, anything to help clean up the city of East St. Louis.